On a scorching hot day like this in a busy city, shops and offices will have their aircon and fans going full blast. But when so many people are using much more electricity, that puts a big strain on the national grid. It's not just the heat wave. We're using more energy to run shops and factories every day, in a time when we're closing power plants. That means we could face power cuts. One way to avoid this is to pay businesses to switch off or lower their energy use when the grid is under stress. This is known as demand-side response. Kiwi Power is one of the companies helping businesses with demand response. They chart the energy use of their customers and work out when they have spare energy capacity. When demand is high, the local grid operator contacts Kiwi Power. They in turn use a smart meter network to adjust the power use of their customers who are participating in the trial. One of those is the Marriott Hotel Group. They were asked to turn off power use at peak times such as the checkout, and as balmy as that sounds, they say it has worked.
So the concept is that at certain times we will agree to turn down the amount of energy we use, which, as you can appreciate, is quite a difficult thing to sell to our operators, because we're saying at 5 o'clock in the evening when everybody's checking in, we want you to use less energy.
So just how successful has it been?
It's been a success because what Kiwi have done is install some simple controls that manage the big machinery that we have in our hotels, and we're able to turn it down for up to an hour without any negative impact from our guests and customers.
Businesses aren't just doing this out of the good of their heart, they get paid to cut their power use. And that's one reason why the co-founder of Kiwi Power thinks demand-side response is better than just building new power stations.
To be quite honest, it's always cheaper to pay a consumer to temporarily reduce their consumption than it is to build a new power station. And it's also much faster. It takes years to build a power station, whereas the portfolio like we have can be built in several months. And particularly in London, if you look at UK power networks, it's not that easy in London to be ripping up the streets and putting in new infrastructure, so demand response is very appealing here.
UK Power Networks reckons demand response could save them £38 million over the next decade. But they're rather shy about how much they are paying firms to be involved. Do you know what the figures are, how much you have to spend on demand-side response?
So at this stage I'm going to be a little bit coy about how much we spent, because it's on a pilot stage or a trial stage. So we are actually, precisely one of the things that we've been doing has been piloting and trialling prices, and clearly what we've seen today from today's event is we found a price that attracts people in. At the other end, we have made a commitment that we will find these savings, so we've kind of had to make a price point assumption as well. And really that's what will work out over the next couple of years.
Demand-side response is in its infancy. Kiwi Power's trial has 100 sites on the books, but if signs from regulator Ofgem are anything to go by, this could be the next big change in store for Britain's energy future. Vicky Ellis, Energy Live News, London.